live. Okay, first of all, for all our new members, I'm Kayla Goldstein. I am an interior designer and architect, and I do this group because I like to help people make their homes beautiful, because having a beautiful home is really important. For all those who don't know, I just want to make sure you realize I want to invite you to come join our live and invite your friends and share the video. I'm so excited for all our new members. This is really exciting for me. Okay, so first of all, entryways, all about entryways. Okay, so first of all, why are entryways so important? Because they're the first impression in your home, because they're the first thing that you use to put all your stuff on, because they're the first thing that you use to grab all your stuff. It's really fun, it's really awesome, instead of being really stressful and a cluttered place where you're like, oh my god, I can never clean this place up, what is wrong with me? So first of all, besides for the fact that this is the first thing that everybody's going to see when they walk into your house, it's like almost like an appetizer for like the rest of your house, like the style of your home. It gives people an impression of what they're walking into. Besides for that, it also makes your life a lot easier. When you leave, you have everything you need. When you come home, you have somewhere to dump your stuff. It's like really awesome. I want to give you guys like a quick crash course right now for a second on form and function. Form and function is a topic that has been discussed for centuries, literally, like ever since design was invented. It was a topic of form and function. Like, what's more important? Is it more important that something be beautiful? Is it more important that something be functional? Now, the truth is, every single thing is different. If you're talking about art, it's probably more important that it's beautiful. If you're talking about like your shower head, don't ask how I just thought of that. It's probably more important that it is functional, because you don't really care how it looks, but you care how it works. Some things you don't really care how it works, but you care how it looks. Entryways happen to fall like right in the middle. They need to be extremely functional. They need to have everything, but they also need to be very pretty, because it's the first thing people see when they come into your house. The first thing you see when you come home. You want to come home to a welcoming place. You don't want to come home to a mess. So we're kind of in between. So while you're doing your entryway, I want you guys to kind of think about that and try to keep that in mind while you're designing your entryway. It needs to be pretty and it needs to be functional, almost at the exact same line. Okay, so before you start, you need to make a list of everything that you need right before you leave and everything that you need right when you come home. Now, that can mean that can mean your husband, that can mean your children, that can mean your roommates, that can mean your siblings, that can mean your grandparents, your parents, anybody who lives with you. Whatever they need before they leave and whatever they need when they come home, you just make a list. Now, for me, that list was diaper bag, keys, phone, wallet. For you guys, it could be different. I can put my list in the comments if you want, if you would like it, just if you guys don't want to have to think about it. But you need to make a list that will help you figure out like exactly how many sections and like what you need to put in your entryway. Now, your entryway needs to be in a place that is really accessible when you come home. You don't want it to be like, oh, you have to like come home, make a left, walk down the hallway, go up the stairs, and then you can put your stuff down, or like, oh, just walk downstairs to the basement and then you can put your stuff down. It needs to be very accessible. It's the first thing that you see when you come home, because the first thing that you see, the first surface that anybody sees when they walk into the house, that's where they're going to put their stuff. You want that place to be your entryway, because you don't want your house to become a mess. So you want it to put it like accessible, but you don't want it to block the entry. So like for me, the first place that I see when I come home is really right next to the door. But that's really getting in the way of the door, because I have a coat closet right there, and on the other side I have steps. So it's really getting in the way of the door. So I put it over here right around the corner, so it's still something that we see, but it is, it's like not really in the way of the door. You want to make sure you're putting it in the right place. If you have a coat closet, that's awesome. Use it. Organize it. Put in bins, put in baskets, put in hangers, put in umbrella stands, put in anything you need, as much as you can to put in there, especially your winter stuff, which takes up a ton of space. You want to put it all in there. I think someone's commenting. I can't really tell though. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so once you have that, you want to start designing it. So first of all, you need a surface. Now, if you look at this surface that I have, it has a lot of surface areas. It has a lot of places to put things, but it does not take up that much space. It's very narrow. It's about like the same width as me. It's like very narrow, but it has a ton of surface space. Now you want to have something like that. You don't want this to take up a lot of space. You don't really, you don't really want this to be something that's like huge. It happens to be that, sorry, I don't know why my phone is still talking, but it turned off notifications, I promise. It could be a table, it can be shelf, it can be a bookshelf, it could be anything that you have at home lying around. It doesn't have to be something that you bought. It happens to be I bought this from IKEA for $50 and I just put it together this morning. If you saw my post, my daughter was helping me. But it can be anything like that, anything that doesn't take up a lot of space but has a lot of surface space. You know what I mean? So it can be even like benches that have storage inside, like, you know, like cubes that, like cubed bookshelves that have like a little cushion on top that you can sit on, anything like that. You also want it to be very lit. So it happens to be that my room, this is my living room, so it has a lot of light. But if it doesn't have a lot of light, or if you're really lucky and you have like a foyer entryway, then you can put in a chandelier, you can put in a cute light, you can put in a table lamp, you can put in a floor lamp, you can put in anything that gives off light. It can be a statement piece, but it has to be something that gives off light. And you want it to be very bright and very light. You want to come home to a very welcoming place. You don't want it to be dark. You want to be able to see what's going on there. This isn't a place to be like dim and cool. You also want to have a mat. So I have my mat over there. Usually people would put their mat like in the front, kind of where you're standing when you're putting your stuff down. I actually put it over there because I wanted it to be right when people come in, and I don't want people getting their rain, water, and everything all over my house. So I put it over there. You really need to have a mat. It's very important. Otherwise, you're going to have rainwater, snow, dirt, dust, bugs, everything going around your house. It needs to be a durable mat, a mat that has like a ton of, I don't know what they're called, but it's like a material that absorbs water, it absorbs everything, and it doesn't get ruined, it takes abuse, it's very good. Okay, now, the best part, you need catches. You need something to hold everything. You need a place to put everything. Now, I have a coat closet, so it happens to be that I used most of my catches in my coat closet because I didn't want everybody to see them. If you don't have a coat closet, that's fine. Just buy pretty baskets and put it in your entryway. Not a big deal. But you do want to have catches. You want to have, like, I bought this little basket. I put this in my coat closet. Place where you could just dump your hats. Nobody wants to come home and start organizing. Nobody wants to come home from work and start like hanging up his stuff, like his scarf exactly how it's supposed to be, or like hanging things on, you know, like organizing, folding and stuff. So we have one dumping ground for hats. And I have another one right here for scarves. You just want to have like dumping grounds. Now, a cute thing that I thought was, I like it when all the bins have something like a common denominator, one thing throughout it all, but that are very different. So my baskets all are very different styles, are made out of different materials. They have different patterns on them, but they all are the same color. So it doesn't have to be, it could be like they're all different colors and they have the same pattern, but you want to have something that is common denominator. Like I personally like it, that like everything's a little bit different. Everybody does their own thing. Whatever you like, if you like things very organized, you can do it all the same. So that's like what I do in my coat closet. I have a little corner where I put the umbrellas, and I put a little towel on the bottom, and in the winter or when it's raining and the water gets soaked up, and I wash the towel. It's very, everything's very closed and neat inside my coat closet. Now, for my actual entryway, I have a little bin. It's made out of plastic. The reason it's made out of plastic is because that's where we put our shoes. We take off our shoes the second we get into the house just because it's more comfortable for us. So I have this huge bin, and I got a big one so it could fit like even my husband's shoes. And you just pull it out, and you just throw your shoes in there. No neat way, no nothing. You just throw your shoes in there, and they're there. It's even open a little bit on the top, so you don't even have to pull it out. Everything, that way there's no shoes like hanging out around my house all the time, like there was 5 minutes ago. Like shoes everywhere. Now the other compartment I put, or you can have like, you know, however you have it set up is good. You just figure out compartments, you figure out spaces. I put my bag in the other one because, as we all know, when you leave the house, you take your bag, and when you come home, you put your bag down. So I have my bag over there. Now the reason I gave myself a whole shelf, and I gave my husband and my children another shelf for their diaper bag and bags, is when they're not here, which is why their bags aren't there, is because when I'm cleaning up, my stuff is never in my bag. My stuff is always flying all over the place. And when I clean up the house, like after like at the end of the day or something, I don't want to have to like, I turn on music and I'm doing it fast, and I don't want to have to like sit down and start unzipping my bag and zipping it and unzipping it and zipping it. So I just kind of like throw things on top. So I wanted to have like a whole compartment for that. So I just like, you know, throw my wallet, throw whatever I need on top of my bag, and when I leave, everything is in the same place, everything's right there, and I just put it all together. My husband's bag and a kid's bag goes over here. They're both out, so that's why that's empty. And for me personally, this is different for everybody, but for me personally, I like having diapers and wipes right by the door because sometimes I don't take a diaper bag. I just stick a diaper and wipes in my bag. And also because, like I said before, this is my living room. So it's really easy to have diapers and wipes in your living room. So I just use another compartment just for diapers and wipes. And honestly, my daughter will probably add a doll and like we'll probably have some passies there also. But it's like the whole compartment's just for like what I need for the kids. Bottles, passies, anything that I need for them before I leave the house that like, I don't want to go running around the house like a maniac, like collecting everything, you know? Okay, so that's like the compartments. Now on the top, on the dumping ground, everybody puts their keys and their coins and stuff. So I like color. It happens to be that my apartment is very not colorful. And it's an open concept, so it needs color. So I decided that my entryway is my opportunity to add color into my apartment. So I have keys, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but I used this from when I did the junk drawers and had like 2 left over. So I just picked the blue one and I put my keys in it and I put it over here. I'm gonna get another one for coins. I just thought of that now. So I'm gonna get another one for coins and I'm gonna put it right next to it. And it's just like, that's where we put our keys anyways before I made the entryway. So, you know, stick it in the same place, put an entryway. Now I like color, like I said, so I wanted a statement piece. Now it's very important to have a statement piece, but for everybody that statement piece is going to be different because it's going to reflect your style. So if your style is like inspirational quotes, you could put like a cool piece of art. Like I have this thing in my kitchen that says good moms have sticky floors, dirty ovens, and happy kids. Like if that's like your personality, your style, and you want to show that, you can put that in your entryway. Anything that's going to like kind of like show your style, show what you like, show your personality a little bit. You can put it there. My personality is colorful. I really like color. I really like anything colorful. I like flowers. I like nature. So I'm putting my vase there. So I have this vase, which I'm going to put right here. And it's very colorful. And the flowers are very colorful. And it even has my Mother's Day balloon in it. So I love it. And I'm just going to put that there. And it stays there. And that's my statement piece. That's my personality piece. Now, a lot of people, as you see, I have a mirror. A lot of people use the mirror as a statement piece. Also, you can get gorgeous mirrors. You could go on Wayfair. You could go to golf. You can go wherever you need in Israel and America. And you can get a mirror that's a statement piece. You want a mirror because you want to see what you look like before you leave the house. And you want your guests to see what they look like when they come home, because when they come visit, because people are like self-conscious about what they look like. They want to make sure they look fine. But your mirror doesn't have to be your statement piece. If it's a narrow place, your mirror can be used to double the space, to lighten up the space, just practical, functional. But if it's your statement piece, make it awesome, make it pop, or use a different statement piece. Like I said, use a piece of art, use like one of those little quotes that they sell in Home Goods and Target, use a vase like I used. But that's basically it. Now, there were a few cute ideas that I saw. I saw somebody decorated their entryway every month according to the month. So like, in the winter you could do like snowflakes. In the summer you can do like suns. In like during Hanukkah you could do menorahs. You know, like everything according to the season. They kind of like had fun with their entryway and they were like designing it according to the seasons. I'm not going to do that because I really don't have that kind of time. But if you have the time and you like doing that, it's a really cute idea. I really liked it. It's really awesome. So that's my entryway, and that's what it looks like, and it's really awesome, and I love it, and now everything is neat and in its place, and it adds a ton of awesomeness to my house, and that's it. So hit me up, tell me how you like it, send me pictures of your entryways, and as always, if you would like a quote, just private message me. See you guys, bye.